On Ask the Minister this question. On earth, it is very clear that the illusion of separation from all that is exists. Many fantasize that illusion of duality follows us after death, and our character that we play on earth still exists in one way, shape, or form. While others believe that once you die, awareness immediately dissolves into the all. What are your feelings on why the illusion of separation exists, and does this illusion maintain itself even after death? Short answer is I don't know what happens after we die. I'm a little curious, but I don't think I actually want to know, because if I do know, it's certainly going to impact how I live now. One of the ways that we define how we live is knowing that we will die and not knowing what happens afterwards. So if we, for example, somehow were able to achieve physical immortality, and or we knew what would happen after we die, it would certainly impact how we live now. A longer answer around the sense of separation, the illusion of separation or duality, is that this is how our human self or brain makes sense of the world. We live in this space of relativity so that we can do compare and comparison. We know what's safe, we know what's dangerous. It's how we make sense of the world, our brain. So we know that, or suspect that, or feel that there's much more beyond what our five senses can detect. And at the same time, we have to live in this physical five sensory world. So we kind of have to put up this separation, I think, so that we don't become overwhelmed. We already get overwhelmed with just the physical five sensory world. Can you imagine what would happen if we had a very clear, detailed connection, understanding, able to perceive what exists beyond what our five senses can detect? Like, our brains would blow a gasket. So I think part of that is a self-protection, self-preservation mechanism. So because this is all we can handle. So the other part of this that we often lean into around wandering and creating stories around what happens after we die is because I think for some of us, we need the comfort of knowing that the pain of loss is not permanent. We lose loved ones, people and pets who are so dear to us. We suffer a lot of loss in our life, and we want to know that that loss isn't permanent, that after death we might be reunited with these folks in some way, shape, or form. We are also scared to lose ourselves. So we go in like, okay, part of me will continue to know me and exist, because it's hard to contemplate that when I die, it's the permanent end of me. So there's an ego part of us that wants to hold on to ourselves as well. And perhaps another thing at play here is our struggle to accept the meaninglessness of our lives. And when I say this, what I mean is, think about this. The universe is 14 billion years old. Earth itself is like 4.5 billion. Homo sapiens, us humans, we've been around for 300,000 years. So we've got these massive swaths of time. What is the average lifespan of a human? About 75 years. So really, each of us, we're around for like not even the blink of an eye, less than the blink of an eye when you think about the expansiveness of time. That's an overwhelming thing. And given the expansiveness of time, our existence kind of is meaningless. But that doesn't mean it's not important for the moments that we are alive, or that we can't give the moments that we're alive importance and meaning. So we've got to sort of like hold these two in our consciousness and reconcile them and make peace with both of them in order to not be overwhelmed by this nihilistic idea of nothing means nothing. So what I would advise is not to fixate too much on what might happen in the afterlife and what's happening in terms of the spiritual / non-human existence. Know that these things are there. Also know that we have no control over them. There's nothing we can do about them. They are what they are. So to hold them in one hand, but on the other hand, also hold, what am I going to be doing with this life, in this moment, in the present, so that you can be the presence. So it's a both and. And for some, because the present can be so much and so overwhelming and so hard, there's a focus on the other aspects of things, the oneness, the allness, the what happens after. Like, there has to be something else other than this. Otherwise, what's the point? So we fixate on what's beyond this. Not so much fixation, but integration of both. Let me know if this helps. Head over to revogan.net. There's ways you can connect with me there. Email me, DM me if you'd like to have some more discussion on this. And if you feel moved, leave a donation as well.